to help your husband get through that, you need to be intimate with him as often as he needs it, because it helps him to relieve that stress. It helps him work it out and walk it out.
Do we hear an amen up there?
The bed box. The bed box. The bingo square.
You notice all the men are saying,
I knew I'd get an amen corner from either side here.
Okay, Bill and Pam Farrell, of course, their book, Men Are Like Waffles, Women Are Like Spaghetti, and they tend to bring that analogy into the different areas of their teaching, and stress is a good one, because men and women are different, how they relieve stress.
Absolutely. And I love that when Pam said, you know what, sometimes, or maybe it was Bill, sometimes a woman needs to talk things out. And if your husband really doesn't talk much, find your girlfriend and just talk it out with her, because that would be a good stress reliever for her. And trying to talk it out with him might be a stress inducer for him.
For me too, for you and for me, because you hear me trying to listen. But anyway, but I try. I've gotten a little bit better, but
You know, you've gotten a lot better. But how about you guys? Do you find that that's what you need to do?
Well, I've got a little formula for guys, because I've messed this up enough times, right? So first you have to plate the spaghetti, right? So the plate the spaghetti means this: as you sit down to talk, you have to continually say, "Anything else, honey?" Right? And as you do that, so as she goes through one thing, anything else, honey? Because there are a lot of things there, a lot of spaghetti there. So you got
to run a pen. Anything else, honey?
And after that, when there's nothing else, when there's the pause and there's nothing else, right? After you plate it, you have to eat it, right? How do you eat the spaghetti? You repeat the spaghetti. You repeat what she told you, right? And then after that, you can enjoy the waffle.
And now,
and this is this. So when we enjoy the waffle, this is what this means. So you've heard her, right? You've repeated it, right? Now after you repeat it, you start to eat the waffle. If she's satisfied, don't say anything else. Right? Because all she needed to do is go through it in her mind, right? If she's still not satisfied, then you have the opportunity now to go back to your boxes, right? Because you can put the challenges all in their box. Sometimes they don't want a solution, right? So they've talked it out, they got it now, that's good. But now if they're still worried about it, then we can do what we love, and that is enjoy that waffle, right? So you either start eating, so don't say anything, right? Because they may be good. But if they're not good, then we can start to compartmentalize a little bit what we like to do.
is anybody else hungry right now?
Hey, we're in the kitchen, Apple. But that saying back, what you believe you heard, I think, because Anne, I know it's important to her that I get it. Like she says something to me, and she wants to know that I get it, that I understand, her point of view, where she's coming from, and that's a big part in her, I guess, relieving your stress. That I understand, that I empathize in a sense of what's happening. So I'll keep working on that, and I got to get the notes from Mike Pinball Clemens.
a lot of times we just want to be heard. Like we just, for me, just hear me. Just, you don't have to give me a long speech after or say anything. Just let me get everything out.
Yeah.
And once I get it out, I'm like, whew, okay, I'm good. I'm good now. I can move on.
I thought Bill's analogy of the battery sitting there recharging, it looks like it's not doing anything, but it is. And I thought, I guess I kind of am like that sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Your little box is the movie screen. He loves going to the movies, and I just let him go, usually after working for many days in a row, being traveling on the road. The first thing he wants to do is that. And I confess, I like watching a good Hallmark movie now and again. Because life has enough stress. Life has enough stress of its own. It's wrapped up in a nice, pretty bow. We know it's going to happen. And of course, the spa would be a lovely box to find myself into. But we have enough stress going on in our own lives. We need to be a safe place, and we need to encourage one another.
And God tells us to be anxious for nothing, right? We have to remember that, be anxious for nothing, because He will take care of all of our needs.
That's
and
right.
we need to trust Him.
That's it.
And that promise ends with, and the peace of God that passes all understanding will guard your hearts and minds. Talk about stress relievers that can come from above.
Now, sometimes though in life you have a stressful situation just hit you like a ton of bricks, where you didn't see it coming, and all of a sudden you're just feeling the stress.
Right.
And if you're feeling the stress together, you know, you might, like Bill and Pam were saying, you might need to process that differently, but you need to come together at the end and process it together. We went through a really, really stressful season a number of years ago. And I remember an older, wiser friend of mine said to me, to help your husband get through that, you need to be intimate with him as often as he needs it, because it helps him to relieve that stress. It helps him work it out and walk it out.
Do we hear an amen out there?
The bed box. The bed box. The bingo square.
You notice all the men are saying,
I knew I'd get an amen corner from either side here.
We ought to share one another's burdens.
Exactly. So there is something to be said for that bed box too. Yeah, and it's for both of you. It's not just for
Yeah.
him.
that's all.
Okay, we relieve stress differently. Okay, I think we get that.
Yes.
And good to hear from Bill and Pam on that. And so stay with us, and we've got more to come. I think we're going to be back in the kitchen here again very soon.
No matter how busy your schedules are, always, always, always find time for just the two of you. Because if the two of you aren't good, then the whole house is going to be a mess.